The president is now exploring creative options for maintaining a U.S. allied military presence in Syria. Anya Parampil has more tonight.
The Wall Street Journal reports the Trump administration is now mulling a plan to put together a so-called Arab force to take the place of U.S. troops in Syria. The story, which is sourced with anonymous U.S. officials, comes just weeks after President Trump said he would like to get U.S. troops out of the country. According to the Journal, National Security Advisor John Bolton recently spoke with Egypt's intel chief Abbas Kamal, quote, in order to see if Cairo would contribute to the effort. One administration official told the Journal, quote, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE have all been approached with respect to financial support and more broadly to contribute. It should be noted the development of this plan comes on the heels of Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman's trip to Washington. Its purported goal is to contain the Islamic State in Syria by deploying the so-called Arab force in order to coordinate with local U.S.-backed Kurdish and Arab fighters. I asked journalist Anya, who recently returned from the region, if this plan makes sense, considering a different Arab army, the Syrian Arab army and its Russian allies, have thus far been the most effective anti-ISIS fighters.
The U.S. has already funded several different kinds of attempts at having Arab armies in Syria, whether it's been the FSA or various offshoots of it, or with the Syrian Democratic Forces. And the result of doing that has been the rise of Salafi jihadist groups, because at the end of the day, what they've ended up funding is groups that contributed to the growth of Nusra and contributed to ISIS in that region. So it makes no sense. There already is an Arab army in Syria, and it's the Syrian Arab army. And if the actual goal is to make sure that ISIS doesn't rise again, then your best bet at doing that is to have the army of Syria, the Syrian Arab army, that's capable and organized and able to defend the area, be the one to do that. On top of that, you also have the idea of looking to the UAE and Qatar and Saudi Arabia to fund this new Arab force. Well, these are the countries that essentially were responsible for the funding of ISIS and al-Qaeda in the region. So why on earth would you look to them to fund another Arab force in eastern Syria?
Blackwater founder Eric Prince told WSJ he'd been contacted by Arab officials to see if he could possibly help build the force, saying he is now waiting to see what the president decides to do, raising the question, whose plan is this anyway? In Washington, Anya Parampil, RT.